Hi everybody, and welcome to Friday Meditations. I am Amina Peterson, the director of the Atlanta Institute of Tantra and Divine Sexuality. We are a nonprofit group that is that's based here in Atlanta, although I'm not in Atlanta right now. That is our home base. I am traveling at the moment. We are the only organization currently in the world that I'm aware of. Feel free to contact me and share other organizations so that I can offer them a bit of space of recognition as well. But according to my awareness, the only organization in the world that is centering Black women's pleasure um, in a spiritual context, in a sexual context. And so I wanted to talk to you all tonight and lead a meditation practice. I wanted to just go through some basics, as especially in direct relation to our current energetic crisis that we are in. And I do think that I know that we're in an energetic crisis. This is just the reality. We have a lot of emotions that are happening. There's a lot of deep, profound healing and a lot of deep, profound chaos that is happening at the same time. And coming into a space where we are able to have some resolution around that spiritually, emotionally, and mentally and physically in the body is really important. And I wanted to be able to offer some assistance with that. I've spoken to several people over the past couple of weeks who have spoken about meditation as if it's something that they want to do, something that they would like to try, but they don't feel comfortable being, they don't feel comfortable doing it. They don't know what they're supposed to do. And I wanted to speak to that. I've spoken with people who are afraid, in essence, to meditate. And last month, we spent the month of May focusing on meditation and masturbation as a ritual. And I wanted to kind of just dial that back a little bit to speak about meditation as a destination. Meditation, I like to look at it as a place that I'm moving towards, not something that I'm doing. So even though I move into this meditative state or attempt to move into this meditative state through some very specific actions, the goal is meditation. And it's kind of like how I look at sex or how I teach about sex. That you may want to have an orgasm. That may be the goal. I like to have sex without the specific goal of orgasm, but knowing that if I partake in this act in a way that is very sacred and sensual and erotic, and if I allow myself to be free and to be present in this current moment, that opens me up to the potential for a very orgasmic experience. The same thing with meditation. If you allow yourself to be present in this moment, if you allow yourself to move through certain practices, certain rituals with elation, with joy, with care and consciousness, it can move you into a place where meditation exists, where you become meditated. And that's really kind of how I've been practicing. Now, there are so many ways out there to practice. You can follow guided meditations online. Um, you can practice moving meditations. I have some meditations that have been recorded to help you with movement and to help you with breath. There's so many ways in which you can practice meditation and incorporate it as a part of your daily existence. One of the reasons why we do this, though, is that in times of chaos, in times of duress, this is training so that when I have an experience that is stressful, that it doesn't overtake me. When I have an experience that is sad, that sadness doesn't consume me. When I have an experience that is angering, that rage does not consume me. And that I'm able to move in a way that is intentional and rational and clear-minded, and that I'm able to feel good in my space. Now, that doesn't always happen because I am not the guru. I am just here to teach you. But it has changed my life dramatically from me being that, angry and hurt rightfully angry and hurt black girl fighting for social justice on the south side of Chicago in the 90s to this space where I'm at now, where I can breathe and remember to breathe in times where I'm being told that we can't breathe. And that's what I really wanted to focus on for today. I want to focus on some basics, some basic positioning that I have learned. And I want to focus on some basic breath that I have learned. And hopefully that this will help manage your ability to begin a practice of meditation that can be helpful and healing for you. So the first thing that we're going to do, a lot of times we will hear about meditation or speak about meditation, and there's the easy pose, which a lot of people, it's not so easy for, right? And that's sitting with your legs folded, crossed, right? This position is not easy for everyone. In fact, I've been sitting on my computer all day, and I can feel tightness in my right hip. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't typically, when I'm meditating, sit in this position. If I am sitting cross-legged, I will usually have a meditation bolster, a cushion that raises my hips above my ankles. And just by shifting in that way, that is often helpful for me. But I'm not going to recommend that because that's not what's been recommended to me from my teacher. And I think that that there's a position that's a bit easier, and it's a position that I use for breath energy, orgasmic work, and I think it's really helpful for basic meditation understanding. So let's talk about that position first, okay? All you're going to do is lie down on your back, feet are on the mat, and knees are bent. So you'll just be in this position. Now, what that does, being in that position, it does a couple things. One is that it immediately takes the stress out of your hips. See, sitting with your legs crossed is going to place tension or place stress on the hips where tension is being held. But once I lay down on my back with my knees bent, that's changed. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do that. Second thing we're gonna do is I have a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt. You can use some rope, whatever you got. You got some bondage rope at the house, use some of that. But you're gonna need something to bind your legs together. And the reason why we do that is because as I lay down on my back, what's going to happen is my knees are gonna wanna open up if I move into a space where I'm fully relaxed, which is the goal here, right? You wanna get fully relaxed. So if I'm here, my knees will wanna go like this. Well, that's gonna put some stress on my groin, and that's not what I want right now. If I'm meditating like this in what is known as Supta Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit, I would put cushions underneath my thighs to alleviate any tension from the insides of my legs. But that's not what we're doing. This meditation pose that we're gonna move into is a little different. So from that position, we're going to tie your legs together. So you're just gonna bind them together here so that they don't splay open as you begin to meditate. And you want it to be softly on there, not too tight, not too loose, just like that. So that there's no way that my knees fall apart, but also that they're not being squished together. They're able to just relax, to move completely into a space of relaxation. So that's gonna be our meditative pose. Sitting, knees on the mat, feet on the mat, knees bent. Just like that. You can have your palms up for receiving, or you can place your palms down if you want to ground into the earth. And you can also place your palms on your stomach, just like this. So that's where we're starting. We're going to start our meditation in that position, and we'll just move into meditation from that space. Okay, so now we're going to move into our meditation pose. So just go ahead and adjust your band accordingly. Again, you can begin with your hands palms up or palms down. The choice is yours. Whatever feels comfortable for you, play around with it and get to see what feels good for your shoulders. For some of us, spending time on computers or repetitive motion may have your shoulders tighter than what you're used to, what you've realized anyway. And so you may need to figure out what's going to be the most comfortable. And while you lie here in this position, I just want you to take inventory of your body for a few moments. Allow your breath to move naturally, just as you would throughout the day. We're not going to change anything about breath just yet. You're just going to lie here and pay attention to what sensation we are able to interpret from our body. The body has been communicating with you all day, whether you've paid attention or not. So now is a great time just to see what messages maybe you've been missing out on. See where you're able to feel certain sensations. See where you're able to notice that tension is existing, where your body's holding tension. And if you're able to release the tension from your body. Sometimes we're holding on out of a memory, out of some stress that we encountered. Sometimes we don't have to do that much to let go of tension in certain spaces. And begin to start to pay attention to your breath now. Allow your belly to rise and fall, moving your breath deep down into your belly. And begin to recognize a sense of connection with the earth beneath you. So as you exhale, allow your body to relax and sink into the earth beneath you. And as you inhale, allow yourself to receive some of the earth's energy, pulling that in with the air. And slow your breath down a bit. Breathing a little bit deeper. A little bit slower. Taking your time as you inhale. And giving yourself time to release on the exhale. Inhaling and exhaling out of your nose unless you need a larger release. Think of your mouth as an exhaust valve, only exhaling when it gets too intense in the body and your spirit moves you to let go of something larger. And at that moment, a wide open mouth exhale, forcefully letting air out, is called for. Otherwise, with every breath, you're just inhaling and exhaling. And now draw all your attention to your toe, to the right foot, the big toe on the right foot. And just pay attention to that toe. See if you can bring your awareness to the top of the toe, around the nail bed, and the bottom of the toe. Focusing all your attention to the tip of that big toe on the right foot, the inside and the outside. And then focus your attention on the next toe over. And you'll continue to do the same thing, focusing on the top of the toe and then the bottom, the tip. And you'll move through the other toe, tuning into the body, tuning into just that one toe. And the fourth toe. Just go all the way around it. And then move over to the pinky toe. Shift your attention to the left foot. Focusing on the big toe on the left foot. The top, all the way down into the joint. The bottom of the toe. See if you can feel energy on the tip, on the inside and on the outside. And then moving to the second toe. On the top of that toe. And then the bottom. Inside of the toe and the outside of the toe. Then moving to the third. Same thing, just circulating your awareness to that toe. And over into the fourth. And eventually the pinky toe. And take inventory of all 10 toes. Wiggle them. And then begin to notice the bottom of the soles of your feet and how they're connecting into the earth. What's happening with your feet? How conscious are you of your feet throughout the day, the bottoms of your feet? Are they tired? They feel energized. Notice how it feels in the arches and the heels. And then slide your attention over the tops of your feet. Feeling them tingle. Your feet are alight with energy from the tips of the toes all the way into the heels, moving up into your ankles. Paying attention first to the right ankle. Allowing your mind to release tension from the right ankle. Our ankles do a lot of movement throughout the day, and right now they get to be completely relaxed and still. No flexion. Moving into the left ankle. Allow that ankle just to relax. And pay attention to what it's communicating about the tension. If there's anything you can pick up from it. Sometimes I'm just happy to be able to feel the energy that's moving through my body, through my ankles. As you inhale and exhale, you are sending fresh oxygenated blood throughout your body, all the way down to those 10 toes that you wiggled and into your ankle. There is a tingling in that movement that reminds you of your humanness, reminds you of the wild nature of you. And just become aware of that, moving up into the legs. Every slowed down breath allows you to focus on your legs a little bit more, into your shins and your calves, just scanning every bit until you get to your knees. From there, I want you just to focus on your right knee. The front of it, the ligaments behind it that support it. The inside and the outside. And then into the left knee. Notice the differences between the two. And your breath is slowed down just a little more than it was before. You're breathing deeper than you've been able to breathe all day now. Bringing your awareness up the front of your thighs and down the backs of your hamstrings, into your hips, your butt, connected to the earth. We're going to stay here for a few moments. I want you to just allow yourself to relax through the hips. Allow your tension in your pelvic floor to be fully released. Unclench any tension from your sphincter. Release your right cheeks and your left cheek. Allow your legs to fall away with the support of the band around them. There's no tension here in your hips. Allow your consciousness to move into your lower back. Also, finally, free of tension with the bending of your knees. That's allowed your lower back to relax more than it has throughout the day. The hamstrings are shortened, no longer pulling on the erector spinae. Your piriformis is relaxed, it's not extended. So that tension that we feel throughout the day is not with us right now. So allow your lower back to let go of the memory that it holds on to of that tension. Just give it permission to relax, to go away. Sometimes we hold that same tension in our gut throughout the day, messages, fear, and mistrust. Keep us in a space where we're almost clenching in our gut. So allow that to just fully just get soft as you inhale. Finally, deeper than you were before. Now the belly is relaxed, the back and hips are relaxed. Your breath is yours again. Allow the breath to expand into the bottom quadrant of your lungs, really pushing down that diaphragm, moving the organs around just a little bit. And pay attention to the front center line of your body. As your belly rises and falls. Expanding across the chest. And across the mid-back in contact with the earth. Allow your shoulders to sink into your mat. They're starting to turn away from the sky. They've been rolled forward all day. Allow them to roll back just a little bit more, releasing tension from your thumb. Allow them to roll back. Allow your thumb to relax and your fingers soften. Notice energy as it's moving into your fingertips, as you become aware of the movement in your fingertips. Paying attention to the index finger in your right hand, and then your middle. Your ring and pinky. Index finger on the left hand. The middle. The ring and the pinky. the palm of your hands and the tops of your hands, the back. And allow that energy to move right on up the arm, just paying attention to your skin, the air surrounding you, how it feels. As you inhale, your blood cells are literally growing with air. See if you can feel that expansion throughout your body as you inhale. You become aware of your neck and your face, gently relaxing all the muscles in your face. Soft smile on the lips and in the eyes. Releasing tension from the forehead. And allow your body to be overwhelmed with a sense of lightness. In the absence of tension, you should feel a little lighter, a little less burdened with the weight of your own body. And just allow yourself to stay here. Inhaling and exhaling. It is my practice at this point to start to welcome myself back into the space, opening my eyes and becoming aware of my surroundings gently, without any rush to movement. Just review what you learned about yourself in that experience. This is a great time to move into a space of journaling. If journaling is your practice, if you have a journal nearby, it's perfect time for that. But you don't have to do anything. You've allowed yourself just to be and to reacquaint yourself with your own body, and I think that that is in itself an act of revolution. We get to spend some time with ourselves, getting to know what it feels like to be us. That's the first step of moving into that space of meditation. And a lot of what we do when we move into a space of meditation is the same thing that we do internally. I mean, at the metaphysical level, the same thing that we experience when we move into entheogenic medicine or plant medicine. A lot of, and I'm not condemning the use of any entheogenic medicine, but a lot of the plants that we ingest, we are doing so because our body is craving that connection. We need connection. We need to understand the connection between the body and the mind, and we will continue to seek out ways to connect. And so we'll smoke weed, and we'll ingest mushrooms, and we'll ingest ayahuasca brews and things like that. And those can be very helpful. But on a day-to-day practice, on a day-to-day basis, this is just as helpful. Just sitting for a few moments and checking in with your own body. Just sitting and figuring out what it feels like to be you. That's really powerful. So I encourage you to do that regularly, to take the time to see what it feels like to just be the beautiful human that you are. So thank you for joining me and for sharing this meditation space with me. I hope this has been helpful for you. And if it has been, then hopefully I'll see you next Friday as well. All right? Thank you again, and have a beautiful weekend. Peace and aloha.